Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The 3 Count. I'm War Machine MJ, this is Rodimus Prime, and
What up?
And this is another episode of the... Wait, I already said 3 Count. We are the 3 Count Mafia. Sorry, it's been...
It's been a long day, hasn't it?
Yeah, for me, because 5 hours worth of sleep. I had to wake up and get Spider-Man. So, yeah. Anyway... As you know, the 3 Count, we talk about WWE's week of programming, so you don't have to go back and watch.
No.
But I strongly advise that you go back and watch 205 Live and NXT from this week.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the Mae Young Classic. That first round was straight fire.
And there's a lot I need to say about Monday Night Raw.
Well, that's good, because we are starting with Monday Night Raw. We started the show off with Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler in the ring, menacingly, standing there evilly.
Question, would you give them a faction name?
Apparently WWE's trying to. Yeah, but it's really hard to figure out one.
I feel like WWE is going to come up with something corny, so I would hold off.
You know, that merch is going to be crap if they come up with a name.
Oh God, just imagine what that shirt is going to look like.
It's going to be a straight mess.
Just like their product.
Anyway, but Braun Strowman out there cutting a promo. He cut a promo like only a heel would.
Mm-hmm.
By making a good point. Because he talked about how he was going to be a man and cash in Money in the Bank briefcase right in somebody's face, not sneak attack him from behind. And Roman Reigns, that bastard, attacked Braun Strowman from behind with the Shield.
Yeah, just out of nowhere.
So Braun Strowman making good points as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he didn't really need to be a heel. He could just have been a ruthless monster.
Yeah. He is a ruthless monster, but they decided to do the old switcheroo.
Yeah.
You know how that goes in WWE.
But no, the point I found about this, the part of this that I found hilarious was, once Braun Strowman got done talking, Drew McIntyre started talking, and then Dolph Ziggler started talking. It started to escalate from menacing to not so menacing. By the time it hit Ziggler, it was not so menacing.
Yeah, because
you got two big dudes that are the manliest men that ever manned.
Yeah.
And then you got a little yapping chihuahua.
You know, it's funny. It's like using high school terms. It's like you got these two big guys who are bullies, and then you got this one guy, this one short, annoying guy in the group who thinks he's so tough, but always ends up getting beat up out of the three.
Wouldn't say that. I'd say, Drew and Braun are definitely the bullies, but Dolph Ziggler is kind of like, he's the smart guy of the operation. He talks tough shit, but he just hides behind his goons.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, they were trash talking the Shield and Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta Shield. There we go, got it. They came out there ready for a fight, and Baron Corbin, acting general manager Baron Corbin, sent out the entire locker room to contain the fight.
Well, they brawled, and then that's when he came out, and the whole locker room came out.
Well, he sent 3 waves.
Yeah.
Like the first wave tried to cut off the Shield. The Shield beat him up. Shield got into the ring. Second wave come out. And third wave. Then they just take the tussle to the backstage.
Rollins running like somebody just set him on fire.
And Roman was running like, oh man, I gotta catch him, but I'm not in a hurry.
Yeah.
And Ambrose just like burning rubber.
Mm.
But when they finally get a camera back there, Strowman, Ziggler, and McIntyre, sorry, I almost called him Galloway. The 3 heels in the equation were nowhere to be seen. The Shield was getting arrested, thrown in the back of a paddy wagon, and apparently Baron Corbin was trying to split the locker rooms.
Yeah,
so
basically. It was a whole bunch of shouting and fussing and fighting, and later on in the show they mentioned that the Shield were processed, taken to jail,
And then they saw a judge at like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, and they were charged with inciting a riot.
And they were in the main event at like 9:55.
That was a who made their bail? That's what the question. Who had money for their bail? Because it sure as hell wasn't me.
My question is not just the bail. Who's the fucking lawyer that they got to get them off scot-free at like 9 on a national holiday?
Yeah, because apparently Mike Rome was on assignment. He kept tweeting about it and shit. I'm just like, you get arrested, you get booked, you get processed, get thrown in jail, go before a judge, you get a lawyer, and you're out scot-free.
I'm beginning to think that, well, what was that dude's name?
Mike Rome.
Mike Mike? Which one? Tom Mike?
Tom John.
Tom Mike? I'm beginning to think that Mike Tom had something to do with all that.
Because, I mean, he kept tweeting, he kept texting Corey Graves throughout the show.
Yeah, it was updates. He wasn't texting him, he was tweeting. He was
tweeting.
He was live tweeting.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, where did their lawyer get the money? I know lawyers get paid a bunch of money, but...
it's not a matter of money. It's just what kind of lawyer swung that kind of deal at 9 p.m. on Labor Day.
On Labor Day. Like, the fuck? He must have had... Their bond must have been really hot for them to get out within, almost an hour?
Well, I mean, what do you expect? They can pay that shit off because you got 2 workhorses and, one of the top merch sellers.
The number 1 top merch seller at that.
And Roman Reigns is not a workhorse. I don't care what you say.
He has good matches, but
He has good matches, but Ambrose and Rollins are the workhorses.
Sure. Moving
on, we had the re-debut of the Bella Twins. They defeat the Riot Squad. Nothing much to say about this match except for Brie Bella almost killing herself.
Oh my god, I'm glad I missed this. When they did this, when they showed this, because I saw people just tweeting and posting about it, I turned to the football game. Virginia Tech was playing Florida State. As soon as they came on, I just like, listen, I'm glad they're back. I don't want to watch them. I want to watch this football game. But Brie Bella botching those suicide dives.
Okay.
Thank God she didn't kill herself.
The second one wasn't that bad. It was just a mistime. Sarah Logan wasn't ready or whatever. Brie jumped the gun. The first one, however, was bad.
Yeah.
Like, she went for a dive to the outside, going to take out, the whole Riot Squad. She went for the dive. As soon as her body cleared the ropes, her feet hooked the middle rope, and she just went straight down.
And it was just like they were selling. It's like they were standing up, and it was just like, okay, let's just fall. We got to sell this.
It's like, is she okay? She's okay. Okay, fall.
Yeah, it's like Ruby Riott just tell the O2, okay, she's gonna miss this, but let's just sell it. Let's just, okay, fall. 1, 2, 3, let's fall.
Yeah.
Glad I missed that.
Nikki Bella picked up the win with a rack attack. Whoop-de-doo.
Or rack attack 2.0 or whatever the fuck she calls it.
Whatever horrible name.
At least she's not doing it on her neck. Because you know how they made a big deal about her neck.
Well, it did fuck up her neck. Like, it was literally bone on bone. So, yeah.
True.
I don't know how Abyss got by all these years doing that, though.
That is true.
Anyway. Next up was the debut of the new tag team, Bobby Roode, Chad Gable.
Oh my god, I have so much to say about this.
Alright. Both these guys are great. Chad Gable, fantastic in the room. Fantastic in the ring.
You were going to say in the room.
Yeah, I said in the room, so.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode, what more can we say about him being glorious? My complaint is, during Bobby Roode's entrance, all this glorious stuff, Chad Gable was running around like a fucking schmuck. He's a nerd.
He's like that one nerd who wants to hang around that one popular jock. It don't matter what type of sport he plays, he could be on the damn football team. He could be the quarterback. Chad Gable's like that one nerd. He's like, hey, I want to hang out with you. You're cool. You're popular. Take me under your wing.
Chad Gable's Justin Moncrief.
Please do not get me started on him.
Anyway,
I want to say this, not to cut you off. I watched this match. I was flipping between that and the game also. The Ascension are trash.
Oh yeah, they took on the Ascension.
Trash. Bobby Roode, I'm a fan of his. I love it. I still have Glorious theme on my phone. I do not care at this point right now. Chad Gable, they have done jack shit with this guy. Jack shit.
Look on the bright side. At least he's back on TV.
Well, yeah, that is a good thing.
At least he's not like a certain United States champion who's not on TV. Anyway.
They have just failed this guy so bad.
Yeah, you know what? I can get on board with this team. Both guys are great. If they didn't book Chad Gable like such a nerd.
Again, he's like that one nerd who wants to hang out with the popular jock.
It's just like spaz isn't a right word because a lot of people take offense to spaz.
He's like that one guy who has no friends because everybody thinks he's a nerd.
No, I wouldn't go that far. Say it like he wants to hang out with the popular kids, but he doesn't know how to act. He's just all hyper and shit. So, yeah.
These two deserve so much better.
All right,
let's move on.
Next up, we had Elias come out there play for Ohio State.
Yeah, they were at the Ohio State University.
Yeah, he was running down the crowd. Then Columbus, Ohio's own Little Miss Bliss came out there.
She came out there with her crew with the fine ass Alicia Fox and Mickey James.
And Mickey James,
who recently had a birthday, 39.
39. She doesn't look a day over 20.
39.
Dios mío, madre de Dios.
Oh Lord.
Anyway, Alexa Bliss came out there to the defense of Columbus. She even said, "Hey, I graduated Ohio State from this arena." You know, they were in the Scottsdale.
Yeah. No, she said she graduated high school in that building.
Okay, I thought she said college. Oh well.
No. Oh well. She graduated in that building.
Yeah, but she started the Ohio chant. You know, all that, and she's like, "Yeah, that's what I expect from a bunch of zombies." You know, she went back to run down the crowd.
Yeah.
And then she said, "I want to walk with Elias." I mean, Steven Larson took that as a euphemism, but
listen, Elias is great. I've come full circle on Elias.
Oh yeah. Anyway, then she ran down Ronda Rousey again. That prompted Ronda Rousey and Natalya to come out there.
Mm-hmm.
Alexa Bliss defeated Natalya because of her crew.
Yeah.
So on and so forth.
I will say that armbar that Alexa had on Natalya looked weak.
Does, but then again, submission isn't her strong suit.
True.
After the match, we had a backstage segment between Natalya, Ronda Rousey, and the Bellas.
Well, before that, Ronda was throwing Alicia Fox like a rag doll with the arm thing, and she fought him off.
Yeah, and Alexa Bliss nailed her with a chop block.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we had a backstage promo with the above-mentioned 4 women, where the Bellas just basically said, "Oh, you're fantastic. Your arrival prompted our return." Then Nikki Bella just pretty much pimped herself and said, "If you ever need any entrepreneurial advice, you know, how to run a business, talk to me. I know how to do all that stuff."
I'm glad I missed that shit.
Nikki Bella could go away and I would throw a fucking party.
Listen, like we said, no disrespect, but we like Brie because she's the more organic of the two. Nikki is just all for show. She's all substance. She's no flash, just...
No, she's all flash, no substance.
That's what I was trying to say.
All flash means you're showy, but you got nothing to back up.
Right, except for your looks.
Yeah. Like Okada. He's flash and substance.
Oh, he's been had that. So.
Anyway. Next up, it was supposed to be the B team, go, defending their tag team titles against Say... Yeah? They're on the rise.
And they're getting back to the Say Yeah level again. Slowly but surely.
Anyway, they were supposed to take on the Revival, but, well, Dolph and Drew kind of weaseled their way into a tag match by taking out the Revival.
Well, before that, they and Strowman went into Corbin's office and demanded competition. And Dolph said, "What if they're not ready?"
No, Drew. Well, all three of them said they want competition.
Yeah.
Drew said, we want the tag title shot.
Yeah.
Corbin said, oh, the Revival already have that. You know, I can't do anything on that front.
Yeah, I remember him saying that, and then Dolph was like,
yeah,
what if they're not ready? And then they walked off. I was like, it's obvious they're finna get those belts.
Well, Corbin said, guess I'll have to make amends.
Yeah. If they're not ready, then I'll have to make some adjustments.
So, I'm confused about this. Would the Revival be heels, or are they just sportsmen? Like they don't care.
I'd make them faces, because Drew and Dolph are already the heels.
Well, okay. I kind of phrased that wrong. Would they be heels, prior to this situation, or would they have just been tweeners?
Prior to the situation, they were heels, but now that they have a new situation on their hands, turn them.
Okay. So apparently under Corbin's regime, there's no honor among thieves.
Exactly.
So basically, the heel GM screwed over a heel tag team with a even healer tag team.
Right.
So no honor among thieves. Revival got taken out backstage in the middle of an interview, which prompted Ziggler and McIntyre to be the new number one contenders for the tag belts.
Just out of nowhere. And the B team were not ready for this. They did their best to keep the titles, but as you were about to mention, we have new tag team champions.
This match actually went a lot longer than I expected it to.
It was okay. I mean, Dolph became a Grand Slam champion. Drew became a tag team champion again. Again.
I expected a 5-minute match, but this one felt more like an 8 to 10 minute match.
Yeah.
At one point, I did think that B team was gonna, deter McIntyre and Ziggler.
I would be shocked, but that don't mean I would be on board.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say on board. I mean, their credibility was already killed by the time they introduced B team. B team, go, go, go. That theme is so garbage.
It's like a bad song from a bad pep rally. It's like they just threw some shit together. B team, go, go, go. More like B team, no, no, no.
Thank you. I was just thinking that.
Oh God, that is so trash. I like their first theme better.
Yeah, the one that kicked in These Battle Scars. That was great.
That was great, but the new one, trash.
I feel like they should have started with the B team, go, 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 and then worked their way up into the old one.
I would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's like trying to, how can I put this? It's like trying to get a nice car, and then you trade it in for something so shitty, and everybody's looking at you like, what the fuck?
Well, sometimes that's necessity. Maybe you can't afford that car. Or
Okay. Well, that is the case, but it's just like, why?
It's a huge step down. Anyway, next up, we had the Authors of Pain with their new publisher. I couldn't resist.
Oh my God.
We had Akam and Razor and mini Author of Pain, Drake Maverick.
Mini Paul Ellering. Oh my God. When they
British Paul Ellering.
I was on Facebook and I just looked at the TV. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And the announcer, not to cut you up, but the announcer was like, Drake Maverick with AOP? What's going on here?
I saw the footage of them walking down the hallway, and I looked up at the TV and I just yelled out, "What the fuck?" Because you just see Drake Maverick with a shit-eating grin on his face, strutting around in that AOP gear.
Whose Halloween costume did he steal?
Roderick Strong's.
Oh God.
Anyway, AOP squished some jobbers. Drake Maverick said, "I'm the GM of 205 Live, and these guys are my clients. I'm going to take them to the top of the Raw Tag Team division."
Now, like I told this guy off air, I'm actually going to give this a chance. I'm going to give it a chance to see where it goes. But if it's just something to give him to do on Monday nights and it's just like, oh, let's just throw some shit together, then fuck it. But I think this could actually work. Slowly but surely now. Like I said, I'm giving it a chance.
No, I need to stop. No, it's just looking at a tweet Stone Cold sent out. Apparently it's 2 minutes and 20 seconds of Stone Cold Stunners.
Oh, God.
Anyway, I'm like you. I'm going to give it time to breathe because they're actually doing something kind of worthwhile with the Author's Pain. That was kind of their draw back in NXT, not just being big bad bruisers, but they also had brains in charge.
True.
So, and now that they're on the roster without Paul Ellering, it's kind of like, where are they taking this ship?
Again, I'm going to give it a shot.
Anyway, next up we had the return of Shawn Michaels.
The heartbreak old man.
The heart braid kid.
I was finna say that.
He braids hearts. He doesn't break them anymore.
I was finna say the heart braid kid, yeah.
I like how on Going in Raw, Steve was trying to sing Shawn Michaels' theme.
Oh, God.
And he botched the words, and it wound up being "I like sex." I heard that and I just laughed out loud at work. It's hilarious. Anyway, here to promote the Super Showdown. God, that's a horrible name.
What would you call it instead of Super Showdown?
The Showdown Under. Or the Showdown Under.
Something better than that.
Showdown Under. That's good. Because if the main draw of this match is Triple H Undertaker one last time, the Show Down Under.
Yeah.
I could write this shit in my sleep.
Listen, we have better ideas than the current creative. Okay, this is basically a recap of WrestleMania 28, end of an era. Because a lot of people say that should have been Undertaker's last match with him and Triple H.
No,
It's basically a recap of WrestleMania 28.
Yeah, I get that, but as far as what his last match should have been, I'm torn between his very last match against Brock Lesnar or his match against Roman Reigns.
Roman, yeah, because that was trash. That was garbage.
Yeah.
That was straight garbage.
Anyway, Shawn Michaels, he went on his spiel, his usual HB shizzle. And he basically said, I'm picking Triple H. And then, as soon as he did that, he's saying, he's got more left in the tank than you, dead man. Started talking all this trash. And then Shawn Michaels was interrupted by a dong.
I will say that the segment was great.
I said dong.
You did.
Sorry, I was still on a Joey Ryan kick. I was
God.
thinking about Joey Ryan's dicks. And all in. Anyway, he was interrupted by a gong. A bong. There we go. From the Undertaker's gong. Now that's an innuendo. Anyway, Undertaker, I forgot what he said. At the first part. I forgot what he said. I remember Shawn Michaels saying, I retired, after you beat me, I retired out of respect.
Undertaker, he said that, what's that he said? Just to paraphrase, he said, I dug into your souls and your egos, and I put you both down.
I'm going to put you down like a dog.
Yeah. And then going back to what you said, going back to what Shawn Michaels said, he said he stayed retired, he stayed true to his word out of respect for the business, the fans, and the Undertaker. And he tried to walk off, and the Undertaker said, is it fear or is it respect or is it fear? That was the question. And the crowd was just like oohing and ahhing.
Yeah.
And Shawn Michaels kind of gave him that stare like, really?
The fuck you say?
Like, what did you say to me? And Undertaker was like, well, if you were to come out of retirement, the one person you would come for is me. And I'd put you down again. So you go back and tell your buddy Triple H that in Melbourne, Australia, I'm going to put him down again. That segment was great.
It was great, but did they forget they were hyping up Triple H versus Undertaker? Because That was Shawn Michaels heavy.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, he did mention like how when how he says he stayed retired, how countless superstars from the present have wanted one more match with him.
Yeah.
And he's turned down millions of dollars to have one more match because he still gets that chant and still get that question, are you going to have one more match?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it turns out he wants one more match, but it has to be a tag team match.
Boo!
As far as quality goes, yeah, I agree. But as far as longevity goes, yeah, because tag team matches are the best way to protect someone. That's why New Japan does them a lot on their touring
schedules.
Yeah, on their touring schedules.
Yeah.
You know, to protect guys like Okada or Omega.
Yeah. Kind of thin out the storylines a bit.
Well, stretch out the story.
Well, that's what I should stretch out. Yeah.
Stretch out the storylines and protect their well-being because New Japan goes hard.
Yeah.
Just ask Shibata.
Yeah.
Anyway, next up we had.
Oh, and they did mention that Mick Foley's going to be. He and Triple H are going to be on Raw this week.
Yeah, because next week is the. What number anniversary of it? They said it was the anniversary of Mick Foley getting thrown off Hell in a Cell.
I think so. I can't remember.
They said it, I just can't remember the number.
Yeah, I can't remember either. That's what I'm saying.
Either way. I want to say it's been at least 20 years.
Yeah.
Because I think that happened in 98.
Yeah, it did.
Anyway, next up we had the number one contenders for the women's tag team titles, the Boss and Hug Connection.
Oh, hi.
Defeating My Girl Ember Moon and Dana Brooke.
Yeah, Dana Brooke, and she basically got distracted by the Titus Worldwide crew. They kept bickering back and forth.
Yeah.
And they ended up losing. And Dana Brooke sat on the apron. She jumped off the ring, and they were going back and forth. And she just looked at Apollo, and Titus said, "I'm done." So it looks like Titus Worldwide will be no more.
It's a shame because they really had something. They just didn't capitalize on it.
Yeah, it was just a comedy act.
Yeah. Could have been something more.
Yeah, it could have been something big. That's how I would have booked them, like something big, like competing for the tag titles or the women's title.
Yeah. I mean, they looked like they were about to start cooking with Dana Brooke because she was impressive last week.
Yeah.
And this week, too.
Yeah.
So, it's a shame.
Yeah.
Next up, we had... Okay, before we get to this next segment, they did a backstage segment where Bobby Lashley was handed a
note.
Not a note, a performance review from Baron Corbin saying he had anger issues and blah, 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 blah. I'd be angry too if I was underutilized. Anyway, he was ordered for he was mandated for meditation with Jinder Mahal. That whole...
Oh, golly.
Just gonna sum it up. Kevin Owens came out and laid out Bobby Lashley. The general feel for this Raw was basically WWE started changing plans and storylines after watching All In. That's generally the consensus.
They did a poor job doing that shit because this was garbage.
Would you say that after we got new tag team champions?
No, I wouldn't say. I'm just saying this segment here was garbage.
Oh, yeah. My thing with Kevin Owens is I think they wrote themselves into a corner.
Like I was hearing on the podcast, what they should have done was keep him off TV. Survivor Series season, The Shield and two partners take on Kevin Owens and the Undisputed Era.
I still think that
have him come back with those guys because of their history, especially Adam Cole and Kevin Owens.
I still think that's a stretch, a really, really long stretch.
I mean, we talked about it off air, but like I said, me personally, I'd be on board with it because that crowd would go nuts.
Yeah.
Once they hear that music and the whole Adam Cole entrance and stuff.
Yeah.
And they get the win.
I agree, but I feel like that's too much of a stretch. Anyway, main event time. Back earlier in the night, Finn Balor basically said, "I want a match against you, Corbin, after the shit you pulled last week." Baron Corbin said, "Love to. I got a whole lot of paperwork I need to." Basically, Finn Balor called him out on it and said, "You know what? 2 hours, main event, get ready."
Mm-hmm.
Then, middle of the show, Baron said, "Oh, I deal with this Shield stuff. I can't. But I got your replacement, Braun Strowman."
That was obvious.
Braun Strowman defeats Finn Balor. The Shield came back after Bale, and they got laid out by the heel locker room.
And Kevin Owens helped Braun Strowman after being treated like a bitch this whole summer.
You know who else helped out? Mike Kanellis.
I thought that was Tony Nese.
That wasn't Tony Nese. That was Mike Kanellis. That dude is jacked.
I saw him. I was like, is that Mike Kanellis or Tony Nese? Because I know Tony Nese is like ripped. I was like, what the fuck?
Mike Kanellis is jacked though. He looks
And Drew
great.
Gulak?
And Drew Gulak, yeah.
Holy shit. I was like, that was neat. I mean, the segment was good. But that nasty bump that Rollins took.
Yeah, apparently he gashed up his arm real bad.
Yeah, I mean, he bounced off that truck like somebody threw a basketball against the wall. Like, holy shit. I was like, as soon as he, landed, I was like, oh, fuck. I just yelled in my room like, oh, fuck.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ. But, like you said, Mike Kanellis is fucking jacked.
He's shredded. He's like cheese. He's shredded.
Oh, my God. Put that man on TV. Do something with that man.
He is on TV.
I'm talking about...
Main event.
Fuck that shit.
You didn't know where I was going with this.
I really didn't. But that was good. Except the fact that Rollins got hurt.
Yeah. Next SmackDown Live, we started with Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella throwing verbal barbs at Miz and Maurice, who weren't there, who left a video message of them throwing barbs at Brie and Daniel, who weren't even there. So it was just a big, swing and a miss. Then El Idolo comes out. Cien Almas comes out. And basically he says, "I want another match against Daniel Bryan." And this match was amazing.
I heard it was amazing. I heard they tore the motherfucking house down.
Oh yeah, they did. Afterwards, after Daniel Bryan got the win, Zelina Vega came in there and she ate some double knees from Brie Bella that almost took her head off.
That damn Brie Bella, she's just having some bad nights.
Yeah, Brie, just tranquilo, girl.
Tranquilo, please.
Tranquilo, baby girl. We don't need you killing anyone or killing yourself.
Please.
Next up, we had Naomi defeating Peyton Royce. And Billie Kay tried to jump Naomi after the match. And then the Empress of Tomorrow came back. So
That was shocking because I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Like, she just popped out of nowhere.
So they finally have something to do with her.
Yeah, and they announced the match for Super Showdown. The Iconics versus Asuka and Naomi.
Speaking of Naomi and tag team matches, did you hear who she wants back for Evolution to take on Iconics?
Who, Naomi?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said she wants to face Melina.
No. She's been tweeting out that she wants Cameron back to face Iconics at Evolution.
Really?
Yeah.
I know she said she wants to face Melina at Evolution.
I don't think Melina's going to come back.
But Cameron? I wasn't a fan of hers at all, but I'd take that.
She's definitely the more of two evils between them. I mean, Naomi was decent back then.
Yeah, compared to now.
Compared to now. Cameron wasn't that good.
Okay, to put it in tag team terms, Naomi, she's improved a hell of a lot.
Definitely.
Cameron, okay. I know I'm gonna sound weird when I say this. Naomi, if they were together now,
yeah,
Naomi would be the Shawn Michaels. Cameron would be the Marty Jannetty of the group.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because think about it. The Rockers were big, for example, but Shawn Michaels was always the popular one of the tag team.
Yeah. But he also politicked a lot. So, oh well.
Yeah.
Different times. Anyway, next up, Samoa Joe goes out there and calls out AJ Styles again. And AJ Styles loses it.
He's been losing it a lot
Yeah.
lately.
So, yeah, it's just a verbal battle. Next up was another triple threat match to determine who takes on the Bear next week. It was the Usos, Sanity, and Rusev Day.
Speaking of sanity, they have just done them such a disservice. Because even Solomon said that it's like they just have nothing for them. They're just dead on SmackDown.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've only won one match since they've arrived.
Yeah, it's just...
And they didn't even win their initial feud against New Day.
New Day won that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what makes matters worse is fucking Killian Dane wears a singlet now.
I'm glad I hadn't seen that shit yet.
Anyway, Rusev Day got the victory. They're going to go meet the Bar at Smackdown next week to determine who faces New Day at Hell in a Cell for the tag team titles. And Rusev couldn't have gotten through the match without Aiden English.
I still say that Aiden is going to turn on Rusev sooner or later. Unfortunately.
I hope not. Anyway, next up, missed some story beats heading into this one. Yeah, missed a lot of story beats. Rewinding back to Daniel Bryan and Brie earlier, they tried to call out The Miz and Maurice, who wound up being at some Italian joint in Detroit. So they weren't there at the building. After Daniel and Brie won their match, they left to go to the same Italian joint, maybe raise a little hell. The Miz comes back. You know, him and Maurice come back into the building a short time later, and Paige basically tells him, you can compete or you can leave. And if you leave, don't come back.
She told The Miz that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So The Miz had to find somebody to face off against in the main event. And let's just forget about The Miz for a little bit because R-Truth is still on his hunt for Carmella.
Oh my god.
Looking to pin her in a match. It's so WWE. I just, you know where this is going anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, R-Truth runs into a blonde with her back turned to the camera, you know, asking if she's Carmella. Turns out to be Maurice. And then The Miz pops up. He's like, why are you talking to my wife? So R-Truth goes, Carmella, you married Miz? You know.
Wow.
All this fun stuff.
R-Truth is on the hunt for real for Carmella.
Well, we'll get to that in a second, but The Miz just shut R-Truth down in a disgusting fashion. He looked at me and was like, Truth, when were you and I, Awesome Truth, when were you and I tag team partners? 7 years ago. Wow, 7 years ago. The last time you were relevant.
Ow!
Yeah, just disgusting.
Well, damn.
So,
Well, damn.
Miz, thinking it's going to be an easy victory, picks R-Truth to face in the main event. And so, a little later on, R-Truth and his straight man, Ty Dillinger, find Carmella.
Does he have a new hairdo?
Who, Ty Dillinger?
Yeah.
No, he's back to his old hairdo.
Oh.
Yeah.
It seems like they change hairdos with him like every 3 weeks.
Because I got nothing to do with him other than being R-Truth's straight man.
Sure.
Anyway, R-Truth finds Carmella, and he's asking Carmella to assist him to the ring to take on Miz and other Carmella.
Oh, Lord.
And Carmella's like, no, I don't want anything to do with you. No.
You know what? Just make them 3 a faction.
I mean, R-Truth and Carmella are going to be in the mixed tag.
I mean, I know. I'm just
Yeah.
saying for SmackDown, Carmella, R-Truth, and Dillinger. Just make them a faction.
Maybe. Anyway, but R-Truth got Carmella to come out there by telling her that Maurice called Carmella Staten Island trash.
Ow.
And Carmella wanted to throw down, including threatened to snatch her hair off.
Make them a faction. Just do away with it. Just make them a faction.
Anyway, then Ty Dillinger asked, R-Truth, what are you doing? R-Truth looked at me and was like, that's a lesson on how to get in the main event of SmackDown Live.
Wow.
So, kudos to R-Truth. He finally got on the main event.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
Anyway, R-Truth comes out there with his match. Carmella looks like she's into it. She's dancing around, saying what's up when R-Truth, goes what's up. So.
Yeah.
And The Miz was right. It was an easy win for R-Truth because
he got rolled up. The Miz got rolled up by R-Truth thanks to Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, in the middle of Skull Crushing finale, Flight of the Valkyries hits.
Wow.
So yeah, there we go. That was SmackDown.
Oh, they ran out and attacked him, and then Almas and Vega came out, and they got put in the yes lock.
Yeah, both of them put in the yes lock. Daniel Bryan was going to run to the ring, rough up Daniel Bryan, and as soon as Daniel turned his attention, let go of the yes lock, Miz just kind of dropped down.
Yeah.
He kind of did that Showtime Eric Young hit the ground.
Yeah.
Showtime Eric Young. That was fantastic.
Oh, remember when he won the women's tag team titles?
With
ODB. No, yeah, and then he won the women's title, I believe. The singles title.
No, he didn't do that.
I know he won the women's tag titles.
Yeah, because he was all about tag team wrestling.
Oh, God. I'm glad they got rid of those belts. That was trash. TNA.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Anyway, move on to 205 Live. Started the match off with another fire match from Lucha House Party and the Body Guys. Grand Metalik defeated Tony Nese.
I heard they had a really good banging match.
Really good banger, is the What Culture guys would say.
Yeah.
I always like when they have Andy do the videos.
Yeah.
Because he's got such a weird accent, and it makes words like push funny.
Yeah.
Because he goes push. It's funny. Anyway, even though this whole feud has been stretched out paper thin, because next week it's Grand Metalik versus Buddy. I want to call them different names. Buddy Murphy. Even though it's been stretched paper thin, they still put on great matches.
They do. They do.
All right. Next, Noam Dar defeated local enhancement talent with the man of the hour at ringside.
Heard he had a nice ass suit on.
Yeah, he had a nice ass suit on with no shirt.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's Noam Dar and Leo Rush coming soon. The main event. Well, okay, all right. Before I get to the main event, there was a nice little backstage segment where, oh damn, Malcolm's not here. I can't make him laugh. Where Mustafa Ali busted into Drake Maverick's office, and he told Drake Maverick, "I was really hoping you'd still be wearing that AOP gear."
Oh yeah, and Steven Larson was talking about that. Said, he told him, "Whatever I do on Monday nights is my business."
Yeah, he seemed a bit snippy on this episode.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a backstage joke now between everybody. Is Drake Maverick rocking that AOP gear? I imagine it is, and he's probably just in on it.
Ain't no telling.
Anyway, basically he told Maverick told Ali, it's like, listen, I appreciate what you did last week, stopping Tommy from brutalizing that local enhancement talent. But I told you, you're not to go in that ring until I clear you. Ali's like, yeah, I'm fine. Just clear me already. Maverick's just like, we did that already. Look what happened. So, a lot of people are saying he's being a heel. I think he's just looking out for his talent's well-being.
That's understandable, but knowing WWE logic, it's always possible.
It's too early to call heel. That's all I'm saying. Because he's trying to stop Drew Gulak and Cedric from killing each other.
Yeah, because they do go hard.
Yeah. Speaking of Cedric Alexander, he had an absolute banger of a match against TJP, the Cruiser Great. This was a great match. Cedric Alexander was busting out new variants of the lumbar check.
I heard.
Like, he caught TJP on the ribs.
Yeah.
And then the one he did to put him away was he had him in a half Nelson, threw him up, and hit the lumbar check.
Yeah, Steven Larson mentioned that.
I mean, Cedric Alexander is so damn good in that ring, but his character work sucks.
Here's what I gotta say about the lumbar check. I like it when he does it and they just bounce. Instead of just like, where it's just, like when he does it, they just like, ugh. I love it when they bounce.
Okay, yeah, because I was about to ask, do you prefer a bounce or dead weight?
Bounce. Because just to see them go up in the air and come down in an awkward way, I like that part.
Yeah, because Steve and Larson were talking about it, and I'm with Steve on this one. It makes more sense for somebody to be sacking potatoes as soon as they hit it.
Yeah.
Because their back is just, is just done for.
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to bounce up from it. They're just going to, trying to relieve pressure off of it.
Yeah.
But I think what should happen is they need to start adding an extra bit of selling to it. As soon as Cedric hits it, they just need to, like, sit on the knees for a little bit and slide off.
True.
That'd be great. Anyway, as soon as Cedric was done with his grueling match, Drew Gulak came out there. He's like, you know what, Cedric? At first I was against it, but now I got my trusty tights on. I got my good old boots on. I'm going to take you up on your offer. I want your Cruiserweight title match now. Goes to the ring, and Cedric is ambushed by Jack Gallagher. Gulak hops in the ring, hits the Gulak, and
I still love that name.
Again, I prefer Gulag, but whatever. Puts Cedric to sleep, so that's it.
Oh, and they're facing off at Super Showdown too.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
It's Cedric versus Buddy Murphy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because it's Australia, Buddy Murphy's hometown.
Yeah, that's right. I knew it was one of them.
And that's going to be it for 205 Live. That battery's not looking too hot. I'm pretty sure it's hot, but it's not fully charged.
How much time we got left?
That doesn't say time, but it's got one little thing to it. And
yeah.
Got 2 more shows to talk about. Oh yeah, but before we close up this video, since it pertains to the main roster, the Mixed Tag Challenge is back in all of its glory.
Yes. Mixed Match Challenge coming back for Season 2. We got some, and they're changing the format.
Yeah, it's now a round-robin tournament. I was trying to look up the teams for it.
Some of the teams they mentioned, AJ and Charlotte Flair.
Well, they got returning teams.
Yeah. Miz and Asuka.
Miz and Asuka, Rusev Day.
Jimmy Uso and Naomi.
Jimmy and Naomi. What other teams were returning? I feel like I'm missing some.
I know.
Little Big. Little Big's coming back.
Oh, yeah, Alexa Bliss and
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman.
Then they got new teams, like he said, AJ and Charlotte, Natalya and KO,
Finn Balor and Bayley,
Finn and Bayley, Banks and Lashley,
True Money, Carmella and R-Truth.
Carmella and R-Truth, Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox.
Oh, God.
farted, didn't you?
I did.
Laughed so hard he farted.
I don't know. That could be a surprise team, but
That team's not winning.
They're not winning, but oh my god, that's so funny.
It's like such... Okay, people are saying that Bobby Lashley and Sasha Banks are, slapped together. No. Mahal and Fox are slapped together.
Oh my god. Trash.
Okay, the mixed match challenge started out as, hey, we got some interesting teams here. Let's give them some interesting dynamics. Now it's just, hey, look, we got some crazy, kooky characters now. We got Crazy Girl and Inner Peace Guy. God. They're a team.
Oh. Trash!
If there's any team that I see winning the whole damn thing, it's, of course, AJ and Charlotte. That's no brainer. And then I see Little Big winning. Because they were heavily favored last year. And I don't blame them because they're so damn charming.
Yeah.
I mean, even though they teased all these romance angles and all that, they're so damn charming.
I saw somebody saying, don't be surprised if Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss are actually messing around. For one, Braun Strowman has a hot new girlfriend, and Alexa Bliss is engaged. But then again, that don't mean anything.
Who was she engaged to? Wasn't it Buddy Murphy?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. I can't remember. At least she picked the one that's actually...
doing something.
Yeah. Well, Wesley Blake's doing something, the Forgotten Sons gimmick. So, that'll be covered in part 2, because they made their debut this week.
Yep.
So, yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a weird episode, weird couple of episodes for 3 count, because it's part 1, part 2. So, part 2, it's going to be NXT and the first episode of the Mae Young Classic. So, till then, I am War Machine MJ. He's Rodimus Prime, and we have been the 3 Count Mafia. We'll see you fuckers next time.
Yeah.